My name is Gigi. I'm from Brazil. At the moment, I occupy the position as branch manager at National Australian Bank. And I've been in Australia for the past 9 years. So I'm a branch manager. I'm responsible for the overall operation of the branch. Not only that, but also training my colleagues. And so before joining NAB, my previous role was as a store manager at Hugo Boss in Perth, and where I was for the past 3 years. And just before that, I've always invested my time in anything related to high-end luxury or premium brands. I never actually chose Perth. Perth happened to me. I came to visit my friend here. She got married in Australia, and while I was visiting, I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with Perth, and then started my journey with studies. And the latest studies that I've got was through Sheridan Institute of Higher Education. So at Sheridan, I did my Bachelor of Business, where I grew up fond of management side. I fell in love with especially a unit called cross-cultural management, which I am very glad I specialize in. I do believe Perth is a country inside of a country, very different from the eastern states. I do believe you have possibilities of growing professionally in person. And my advice is, if you are to pick a place to be, look at the core of your industry and see whether if that's a place for you to grow or if that's a place for you to be another one. So I found Perth a place to grow, and this makes me fall in love even more with the state. And I love that I can hear the networking side of things is higher and bigger, and I can develop my career and in profession way more than if I was elsewhere. I have a beautiful past history with Study Perth. I volunteer myself to be part of let's call this a group called Social Dots, and Social with Sheridan and other institutions. Through Study Perth, it helped me with a volunteer work for international students. So I love Study Perth and their project. I wasn't lucky enough to be there with them, but I would suggest and compliment their work throughout other international students. Sheridan has a place in my heart that I hope to tell my kids about it. I remember my first day sitting down and talking to Darren, and it was very overwhelming to explain him who I was and why did I deserve such a position, such a place. And I find Sheridan the right place to be when you're after attention, in terms of they will guide you through what you want to do and how you want to get things done. Through my personal life, I have no words to thank and compliment that place. I love them very much. And professionally speaking I've already said this once. I learned at Sheridan that you don't need to be good at everything, but pick 2 things and be amazing at it. So they make me realize how important it is to have support, how important it is to be focused at one thing at a time. And nonetheless, every units that I study at Sheridan, they guided me through in a professional way, saying, for example, when I did a unit of management, they told me that these units will cover such and such and such, which will guide me through this profession, this occupation. And this was very rewarding in terms of understanding what would be good for me or not.